What up, watch peeps? So there are a lot of cool vintage watches from all different eras, but are any of them really as cool as the 80s? The answer is no. So Timex has brought back the T80, an old school 1980s digital watch in a true to the 80s 34mm size. So the standard model comes in 4 different colorways, and they sell for $65. But the model we're going to look at today adds yet another element of the 80s into the mix. This watch is mine. It was not donated into the channel. Speaking of which, if you are enjoying the channel, subscribing is a huge help and always much appreciated. Let's get to it. I'm Pete, and we are chilling with watches. Alright, first things first, wrist check. I'm wearing the Tudor Ranger today. Every time I put this watch on wrist, I remember just how much I love it. The colors, just the dial layout, the crystal, just even the case, the way it tapers and wears is fantastic. Looks great on a multitude of straps. But the watch we're here to talk about today is the Timex PAC MAN T80 collaboration. So this is the gold model. It also is available in black, and I have here the silver variant. As you can see, the packaging is fantastic, right? Just a lot of fun all around, like it's eating your watch. I have a feeling the silver will probably be the most popular colorway, being it's the most tame. Yeah, that is very cool. I love the way the display flashes green in certain light. It's just really cool. So last I checked, all 3 colorways were still available on Timex, and they are, this model is $79 as opposed to the $65 the standard models cost. I chose the gold. This is probably the one I'm going to keep. I just think it adds one more level of ridiculousness on top of a tiny 1980s digital watch with PAC MAN on your wrist. But I think it's a lot of fun, and I'll have a hard time keeping this one off my kids. They're going to want to take this one. So yeah, as I said, it's 34mm. I get, when I measure between the lugs, 34.5, and it wears probably a little bigger than that. I mean, it's a small watch. 10.3 on the thickness, and 43mm lug to lug. So it is an acrylic crystal, and you'll see it has the PAC MAN graphics around the edge. And I just think that's so much fun. The splashes of color really make it stand out. Water resistance on this is actually, take a look at the Caseback real quick, is 30 meters. That is not so bad. Battery type, 18mm lugs. I don't know that I would ever take this off the bracelet, but I guess you could put it on an 18mm black Nada. That might be kind of fun. So you'll see there's different, they really went all about with the PAC MAN stuff. There's a lot of cool PAC MAN graphics and logos and the little guys on the back. And they also put that on, where is it? Also laser etched on the clasp. Just a lot of nice little touches, really, that just add to the fun of this watch everywhere you look at it. So I'm going to move this out of the way because it doesn't like to focus when that's back there. So like I mentioned earlier, I love the display and how in the right light it has that flash of green, but a lot of times you look at it, it looks like a pretty standard LCD. So the standard display shows your time and date. And let's take a look at the functionality real quick. So you also have an alarm. Set button is up here. And set the hours here. You can disable the beep, but who wants to do that? Mode again gets you into the minutes. And that is about it for setting the alarm. And then you hit set again to disable. And if you can see that little alarm icon up in the corner, you turn it on and off. The other feature is a stopwatch. Start and stop. Reset with the set button. No, I think you actually reset, yeah, with the light button. Oh, it does look like it has a split timer. Which means you can start the chronograph, stop it to see a certain time, but it is still running in the background. Now if I hit this split again, it'll go to what it has accumulated since I hit it last, 12:55. And then you can stop it all together and reset. There we go. Fumbling around there. So that's the extent of the functionality of it. So you have basic time, alarm, stopwatch. And you'll see I hit there for a second that Indiglow, which is really cool. Even in full light here, you can see that blue glow. And it looks even better in the dark. A very cool illumination. Well announced here on the bottom of the dial. I will pop this on wrist so you can take a look and see how it wears. Yeah, the case shape is pretty nice. Sorry if it's smudgy. It's a very simple, light, easy wear. The bracelet, kind of Jubilee. It will remind you, if you've had a Q, it will remind you of the Q and that it's not super flexible. It'll get to the contours of your wrist, but as you can see, I mean, that's the extent of it. And they are all just folded links, but that's period correct, right? So the clasp on these, you pry this part up here, and you slide this up and down. So you get pretty much infinite adjustability, and you press this down, and it is just held in place by pressure. And then to close it, you just hook that hook on there. That claps into there. I really love that they put that there. That's funny. So yeah, let's pop it on wrist real quick. So here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist, and it's a small watch, but I don't think it looks preposterous or ridiculous. It's totally wearable, and it pulls off the vibes that it is supposed to pull off. Again, that display is fantastic. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. It's a lot of fun, and I think your collection needs to have some fun in it. Otherwise, if you're too serious, it's gonna get boring. But these are the kind of pieces that I think really shake things up. So I think that's about it. There's not a whole lot to say about an old school digital watch. I will give you one more look at the silvers. We didn't look at that too much, which I think is really cool. This just reminds me of like some 1980s office job, minus the Pac Man logos. All right, let's kill the lights real quick and see how that Indiglow looks.
Keep the loom.
So yeah, I mean, that Indiglow, I mean, that's hard to beat as far as viewing in the darkness. I mean, when it's not on, you get nothing, but that Indiglow is actually pretty bright. You can see it's taking a second for my camera to adjust to the brightness of it. All right, let's flip the camera back around and wrap this up. So there it is, guys. The Timex Pac Man in the house. Let me know what you guys think. Share your thoughts in the comments. Any of you guys pick one of these up, or do you wear any other retro digital watches like some of the Casios, A168s and such? All right, real quick sneaker check. Just wearing my blue Vans. I'm about to go hit up the golf course. All right, I'm out. If it's not too much trouble, like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.